Burn them all, he said. Burn them in their homes. But tell me if your precious Brandy.
You were lied to about Jaime Lannister. For 2 seasons, you watched him and thought you knew exactly who he was. The man who pushed a child, the man who broke every vow, the villain. The truth is far darker. The man you hated most was actually the only one who saved you. To understand what really happened,
We opened the gates and my father sacked the city.
you need to go back to the sack of King's Landing. The city was under siege. Robert Baratheon was marching toward the capital after his victory at the Trident. Inside the Red Keep, a young Jaime Lannister stood guard in his white cloak, believing his father Tywin was coming to save the city. He trusted his father. He believed the Lannister army would defend the capital. Tywin didn't come to save them. He came to slaughter them. Tywin Lannister arrived at the gates with 12,000 men, promising to defend the city. But Tywin is a Machiavellian mastermind. He doesn't pick losing sides. He let the rebel army bleed the city's defenders. He waited until the very last second, until the outcome was absolutely certain. And then he chose the winner. When the gates opened, the Lannister army didn't defend the city. They sacked it. They raped. They murdered. They butchered innocent people in their beds. Jaime watched from the walls as his own father, the man he idolized, orchestrated a masterpiece of cruelty to secure a political win. It was a brutal calculation. Tywin didn't care about the city. He cared about power. And in that moment, Jaime's entire worldview fractured. The father he worshipped was just a supreme opportunist who had played him. He realized his family weren't the saviors, they were the executioners. He was a 15-year-old boy who looked up to his father as a god. To realize that God was actually a butcher is a psychological fracture that never heals. It teaches you that the people you love are capable of the worst atrocities. But before the sack, before the betrayal, there was something else. Something that haunted Jaime for the rest of his life. Jaime stood in the throne room in his white Kingsguard armor when the Mad King summoned Lord Rickard Stark. Rickard Stark was Ned's father. He demanded a trial by combat. The Mad King agreed. Then he told Rickard what the combat would be. Fire. Rickard was hung from the ceiling in his armor, while wildfire burned beneath him. The heat melted the gold on his armor. It melted his flesh.
I remembered him laughing as your father burned.
He burned alive while Jaime stood 10 feet away, forbidden to intervene. Then Brandon Stark, Ned's brother, was brought in. He was given a choice. His father was strangling to death from the rope. Brandon could save him by grabbing a sword placed just out of reach. Brandon lunged for it, over and over. He strangled himself trying to save his father while Jaime watched. Both Starks died, father and son, burning, choking, while the Kingsguard stood silent. This is what Ned Stark doesn't understand. This is what he never saw. Jaime was forced to watch the man who would become Ned's father melt alive. He was forced to watch Ned's brother strangle himself. And he couldn't move. He couldn't help. His vows bound him to protect the monster doing the killing. Now fast forward to the end. The rebellion is won. Robert is coming. And the Mad King is losing his mind completely. Jaime finds out about the wildfire. Not just a few jars. 7,800 jars hidden beneath the city. The Mad King ordered his head pyromancer, Rossart, to plant them everywhere. Under the Sept of Baelor, under Flea Bottom, where thousands of families slept, under the Red Keep. The plan was simple. If the rebels took the city, the Mad King would turn all of King's Landing into a funeral pyre. 500,000 people, all of them about to burn.
Burn them all.
Jaime begged the king to surrender. The Mad King refused. He told Jaime to bring him Tywin's head. Then he turned to Rossart and gave the order. Burn them all. Jaime had seconds to make a choice. He didn't hesitate. He ran Rossart down in the street and drove his sword through the pyromancer's back. Then he returned to the throne room. The Mad King was trying to flee. Jaime caught him. He slit his throat. Burn them all, the king kept whispering as he died. Think about how the rest of Westeros plays the game. Men like Littlefinger or Varys would plot in the shadows for months. They would whisper, manipulate, and orchestrate a king's downfall from a safe distance. They would spin the narrative so they came out looking like heroes. Jaime didn't have months. He didn't have whispers. He had seconds. He lacked the political cunning to control the aftermath. He didn't plant evidence. He didn't frame a scapegoat. He just slit the king's throat, walked into the throne room, and sat on the Iron Throne, waiting for someone to understand. He waited for the truth to speak for itself. But in a world ruled by whispers, silence is a death sentence. By failing to play the game, he allowed lesser men to write his history. Then Ned Stark walked in. Ned saw Jaime sitting on the throne with a bloody sword. He didn't ask questions. He didn't investigate. He just judged. In that moment, Ned's eyes said everything. You're a disgrace. You're an oathbreaker. You're a monster. Ned had no idea what Jaime had just stopped. No idea about the 7,800 jars of wildfire. No idea that Jaime had just saved his own life and the lives of everyone Ned loved. Ned judged him based on what he saw. A man who killed his king. Ned Stark represents the ultimate illusion of Westeros. The illusion that you can be perfectly honorable in a deeply corrupt world without getting your hands dirty. Ned got to keep his hands clean because he wasn't in the room when the Mad King made his final demand. He never had to choose between his soul and 500,000 lives. And here's the hypocrisy. Ned Stark broke his own sacred vows. He fathered Jon Snow. He lied to his wife Catelyn every single day for 14 years. He brought a bastard into his home and made his wife raise him. Yet the realm called him honorable. Jaime broke his Kingsguard oath to save 500,000 people from burning to death, and the realm called him a monster. Why did Jaime take the Kingsguard vow in the first place? It wasn't just duty, it was Cersei. He gave up his rightful inheritance as heir to Casterly Rock. He took a vow of celibacy and lifelong service just to stay in the capital, just to be physically close to his twin sister. His entire identity was built on a foundation of toxic, selfish obsession. Cersei was his anchor in a court of vipers. This makes his final choice so much more complex. When he killed the Mad King, he wasn't just saving 500,000 strangers, he was saving Cersei. He was saving the only thing he actually loved. It's a messy, dark, psychological truth. He committed the ultimate selfless act for the realm, but it was deeply tangled in his most selfish, forbidden desire. He is neither a pure hero nor a pure villain. He is a man driven by extreme, conflicting loyalties. Now we're in the bathhouse at Harrenhal. Jaime has just lost his sword hand. That hand wasn't just a weapon, it was his identity. At 15, he became the youngest Kingsguard in history because of that hand. At 18, he killed the Mad King with that hand. For 17 years, that hand was his armor. Now it's gone. Locke's men took it. They stripped him of everything. He has nothing left but the truth. Across from him sits Brienne of Tarth. She hates him. She has every right to. Brienne believes in knighthood. She believes in the old codes. Honor, duty, chivalry, clean hands. She dedicated her entire life to being a true knight in a world that doesn't want her to be one. She serves Renly. She serves Catelyn. She serves the idea of honor itself. Jaime's confession doesn't just challenge her opinion of him. It destroys her entire worldview. When Jaime asks her if she would keep her oath while thousands burned, he's attacking the foundation of everything she believes. Brienne wants to believe that honor is absolute, that vows are sacred, that good men follow the rules and bad men break them. But Jaime is showing her the truth. The world isn't black and white. Sometimes the honorable choice kills innocent people. Sometimes breaking your vow saves them. Brienne doesn't want to hear this. She can't hear this. If Jaime is right, then everything she's sacrificed for is a lie. Her devotion to Renly, her service to Catelyn, her entire identity as a knight. It's all built on a foundation that doesn't exist. Brienne uses honor as a shield. In a world that constantly mocks her for her looks and her gender, her rigid adherence to the knight's code is her only defense mechanism. It gives her a sense of control. If she follows the rules, she is worthy. If she breaks them, she is nothing. Jaime's confession shatters that shield. It forces her to realize that blind obedience to a code isn't honor, it's just cowardice disguised as duty. So she judges him, just like Ned did. because judging him is easier than accepting the truth. As the scene ends, the weight of 17 years crushes him. The pain of his missing hand, the fever, the burden of carrying a savior's secret in a world that only sees a murderer. He starts to slip away in Brienne's arms, and right before he passes out, he says one line. "The king's there. Jaime. My name's Jaime. Not Kingslayer, not Sir Jaime, just Jaime." For 17 years, that's all he wanted. To be seen as a person, not a title, not a sin, just a man who made an impossible choice. The greatest hero in Westeros, and the most hated man in the Seven Kingdoms, both at the same time. The honorable men who judge him, they're just too cowardly to make the choice he made.